You collect Washington quarter dollar coins. Listen closely, because some quarters in your pocket change could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The most valuable Washington quarters are usually older dates with rare mint errors, low mintages, strong strikes, and unique die varieties. The 1932 D Washington quarter and 1932 S quarter are among the top key dates, often selling for huge premiums. While modern treasures like the 2004 Wisconsin Extra Leaf quarters, the 1999 P Delaware Spitting Horse quarter, and certain double die state quarters can bring serious money from collectors. Always check for mint marks, sharp details, rim alignment, and unusual lettering, because even a small variation can turn a common Washington quarter into a valuable rare coin worth real cash. Search your change today. You might be holding a treasure. First up, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar coin from the United States is one of the most talked about modern quarters, known for its history, its transition from silver to clad composition, and the value potential that attracts coin collectors, coin hunters, and everyday people checking their change for rare coins. When we explore the 1965 quarter, we go deeper into why this coin matters, how it connects to American history, and what features make certain examples more desirable to collectors. Anyone searching for valuable Washington quarters or rare 1965 quarters wants to know what to look for. And today we focus on every detail that helps you understand the features that could make a 1965 quarter worth more than face value. The Washington quarter design shows a familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, created by sculptor John Flanagan, and first used in 1932. For decades, Washington quarters were minted in 90% silver, and collectors cherished their silver content, especially during times when silver prices rose. But in 1965, the United States Mint made a major historical change. Due to rising silver prices, coin shortages, and the need to maintain circulating coin supply, the quarter changed from silver to a copper-nickel clad composition. That transition year, 1965, became legendary among collectors because the quarter now carried a brand new look on the inside while keeping the same classic design on the outside. When people talk about the most searched Washington quarters online, the 1965 quarter always appears because it marks the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter for United States coinage. On the obverse, the 1965 Washington quarter features the profile of George Washington facing left, with the word liberty above his head and the motto "I in God we trust" to the left side. The year 1965 sits directly below Washington's portrait. On the reverse side, the majestic American eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing defense, with olive branches beneath symbolizing peace. The words United States of America arc across the top. E pluribus unum sits above the eagle's head, and quarter dollar appears at the bottom. Every time you hold a 1965 quarter, you hold a piece of the moment when American currency shifted to a new metal era. People searching online for 1965 quarter value, 1965 Washington quarter rare, or 1965 quarter worth money often come across the most important fact. The standard 1965 Washington quarter contains no silver, but it still can have value for collectors depending on condition, strike, and rare errors. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and its edge is reeded. The copper-nickel layered composition gives the edge a visible copper color when viewed from the side. That is one way people quickly identify clad coins. But what makes some 1965 quarters stand out? One category that coin collectors always explore is minting errors. Even though the coin were produced in massive numbers, rare error varieties can bring attention. While most 1965 quarters are common, collectors often search for unusual strikes, die breaks, misaligned strikes, double features, or other minting oddities. For example, some collectors talk about transitional planchette discoveries involving wrong metal strikes from leftover blanks, and while such pieces are extremely uncommon, the curiosity drives interest in the 1965 quarter and keeps people checking their change. The idea that any quarter from circulation could be valuable inspires searchers like most valuable Washington quarters, rare clad quarter errors, and find a rare 1965 quarter in pocket change. Another reason the 1965 Washington quarter stays popular online is nostalgia. It brings memories from the mid-1960s, when American life was changing rapidly. The coins circulated during the time of the space race, cultural transformation, and economic shifts. For collectors, holding a 1965 quarter connects history, metal change, and the daily money used by millions of Americans. Even though the 1965 quarter does not contain silver, that year remains one of the most searched coin years because of its significance and potential collector interest. When searching for a valuable 1965 quarter, people focus on clarity of strike, strong details, full rims, sharp lettering, and well-preserved surfaces. Quarters that circulated heavily show wear on Washington's hair, flattening on the eagle's feathers, and soft details around the lettering. Collectors searching through bank wrap rolls, pocket change, or inherited coin jars often check every 1965 quarter carefully, because coins with exceptional preservation or unique errors can attract attention. People often type into search engines, "How much is a 1965 quarter worth?" or "What to look for in a 1965 Washington quarter," because even small details can matter in the collectible world. The history of the 1965 quarter also reminds us that United States coinage constantly changes with the economy. Before 1965, quarters contained silver, and after 1965 they changed the clad composition, marking the beginning of the modern quarter era. The 1965 quarter becomes a bridge between two coin worlds. Even though millions were minted, collectors still talk about this year because it defines a shift from silver to modern coinage. This is why keywords like 1965 quarter history, Washington quarter timeline, and rare clad quarter continue to trend among coin content creators and coin collectors searching for valuable information online. Another detail worth knowing is that the 1965 Washington quarter were produced without a mint mark because at that time the mint removed mint marks to discourage coin hoarding during the coin shortage. That means whether a 1965 quarter came from Philadelphia or Denver, no mint mark appears. This adds another layer of history, making the 1965 year different from earlier or later years. For many hobbyists, the lack of mint marks on mid-1960s coin creates curiosity and leads to questions like, why does my 1965 quarter have no mint mark? Which continues to drive SEO interest and video engagement. Collectors also enjoy the sound, feel, and weight of older quarters. And while post-1964 quarters may not have the silver ring that earlier coins had, they still tell a story of American change. Searching for old coins in circulation brings excitement, and the 1965 Washington quarter remains one of the most mentioned coins in online coin discussions, coin channels, and coin value searches worldwide. If you have a 1965 quarter at home, the best thing you can do is look closely at the details. Check the portrait, the eagle's feathers, the rims, the edges, and any unusual features or minting irregularities. Even though most examples are common, every collector, coin hunter, and viewer interested in rare quarters knows one thing. The thrill of discovery never ends, and the year 1965 continues to attract attention because of rarity potential, error possibilities, and historical importance. Next up, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar from the United States is an iconic American coin that continues to attract collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts around the world. In this video, we explore everything that makes the 1966 quarter fascinating, from its history and origin to its composition, circulation, minting facts, valuable errors, demand in the collector market, and why this particular year still stands out today. Stay tuned as we dive deep into one of the most searched and most talked about United States quarter coins of the mid-1960s. If you love coins, this powerful and informative guide will help you understand what makes your 1966 quarter special, collectible, and potentially valuable. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The coin replaced the standing Liberty quarter and carried a design that featured a bold portrait of George Washington on the obverse side, with the American eagle on the reverse. The design remained consistent for decades, becoming one of the most recognizable and widely circulated coins in American history. The 1966 quarter sits at a very important moment in the timeline of U.S. coinage because it came right after a major historical decision, the end of silver coinage. Before 1965, quarters circulating in the United States were made of 90% silver. But due to the rising price of silver and the increasing scarcity of precious metal supplies, the U.S. Mint decided to remove silver from circulating coins. Starting in 1965, the Washington quarter switched to a clad composition made of copper and nickel, and the 1966 quarter became the second year of this new composition. This change makes the 1966 quarter important because it continues the first modern era of American quarter production, shaping how U.S. coins will be minted for decades. The 1966 Washington quarter contains no silver. Instead, it is made of a composition known as copper-nickel clad, which includes a pure copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. The total weight of the coin is 5.67 grams, and the diameter is 24.3 millimeters. On the edge of the coin, instead of smooth silver, you can see a copper-colored line that reflects the copper core within the layers. This visible copper stripe is a clear indicator that the coin is not silver. Anyone checking their change or searching coin rolls should always look closely at the edge of their 1966 quarter to confirm composition and authenticity. One interesting detail is that Washington quarters of 1965, 1966, and 1967 do not carry any mint marks. During these years, the United States Mint decided to remove mint marks from coins temporarily. This was done to discourage coin collectors from hoarding coins, which were believed to contribute to a coin shortage happening at the time. Because of this, all 1966 quarters, regardless of where they were made, do not show a mint mark. They could be minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, but visually, the coins appear the same. This mint mark absence is a distinctive feature that instantly identifies your 1966 quarter as part of this unique era in U.S. minting history. While the 1966 quarter is common in circulation, exceptional pieces and rare errors can make certain coins more desirable. Among the most talked about features that collectors search for are unusual minting issues. Even though the mint tried to standardize production, some coins left the presses with doubling on the lettering or the date, weak strikes, clipped planches, misaligned dies, or die breaks. If you have a 1966 quarter with doubled lettering on the word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," or the date 1966 itself, collectors often take interest because doubling can separate an ordinary coin from a more collectible one. Another detail enthusiasts examine is the condition of Washington's portrait. Sharp details in Washington's hair, eyebrows, and facial features can increase collector attention. Coins with a strong strike, clean surfaces, and minimal wear are far more appealing to collectors compared to pieces that circulated heavily. While high-grade coins from 1966 do exist, they can be harder to find today because many were used for decades in everyday commerce. Most 1966 quarters have passed through hands, pockets, cash registers, and vending machines across generations of Americans. Because of this long circulation, finding a quarter from 1966 that still has crisp details can feel like discovering a piece of American history preserved in time. Collectors also look for special features such as full rim detail, strong lettering, and minimal scratches or contact marks. The reverse design showcasing the United States eagle is another defining feature that helps determine collector interest. A fully detailed eagle with sharp wings, visible feathers, and clean lines adds visual appeal to a coin that might otherwise seem ordinary. The 1966 quarter holds significance because it represents stability during an era of major changes in U.S. coinage. This year carries a legacy of early clad coin production where the mint transitioned into a new era without silver. When collectors search through circulated quarters, roll hunt for hidden treasures, or examine change received at stores, the 1966 quarter is one of the interesting years they always keep an eye out for. While most examples are worth face value in worn condition, preserved coins, era varieties, and sharply detailed strikes continue to fuel collector demand. In the broader world of coin collecting, the Washington Quarter series remains popular because it stretches across decades and offers opportunities for beginners and experienced numismatists alike. The year 1966 anchors a series in modern history and stands as one of the most recognizable years from the 1960s decade. Search engines consistently show strong interest in coins like the 1966 quarter, especially from people curious about silver content, era varieties, and collectible potential. Many people who are new to coins ask whether a 1966 quarter contains silver, and the answer is no, but the year remains desirable because of the transition era and the minting history it represents. So if you have a 1966 Washington quarter in your possession, what should you do? First, examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for unusual features such as doubled lettering, misaligned elements, broken die lines, or clipped edges. Check the condition of Washington's profile, the eagle wings, the rim, and the clarity of the date. If the coin still has strong details and limited wear, it may catch the attention of collectors. If you find unusual features or characteristics you haven't seen before, take note because unique details can make your 1966 quarter more desirable. Next up, the circulating United States quarter has become increasingly popular among collectors, coin hunters, and silver stackers who want to understand every detail that makes a coin valuable, historical, and worth searching for in circulation. In this extended detailed video, we will explore why the 1967 Washington quarter is an important part of American numismatic history, what makes it stand out, how many were minted, what composition was used, the historical background during its minting year, and which rare details, errors, and varieties can make a 1967 quarter worth more than face value. Stay tuned all the way through because small details can make a huge difference when identifying coins with hidden value, and knowing the right keywords, facts, and market trends can help you recognize collectible coins when others overlook them. The 1967 Washington quarter is a coin struck during a major change in American coinage. The transition away from silver to clad coinage began in 1965 due to rising silver prices and high demand for circulating coins. By 1967, the Washington quarter was already fully transitioned into a non-silver composition, featuring a copper core layered with nickel to produce the silver-colored appearance. While earlier quarters from 1932 to 1964 contained 90% silver, the 1967 quarter is entirely clad and contains no silver content. Even without silver, this coin remains extremely popular because it represents a turning point in United States minting history and carries strong collector interest due to historically high mintage numbers, circulating availability, and recognizable design. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse of the Washington quarter showcases the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, facing left with the traditional motto "In God We Trust" beside him and the word liberty displayed across the top. At the bottom of nearly every Washington quarter is the minting year, and in this case, it reads 1967. The reverse features a bold American bald eagle perched with outstretched wings, holding arrows and surrounded by an olive branch wreath, symbolizing both military readiness and the desire for peace. The eagle design remained the standard reverse for decades until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999, making these earlier coins an everlasting reminder of the classic appearance of United States currency that many collectors love. Now let's talk about why the 1967 Washington quarter remains significant among collectors and coin roll hunters. The year 1967 was part of what is known as the mint mark freeze period. During 1965, 1966, and 1967, the United States Mint removed mint marks from all circulating coins. This means that no matter which mint produced the Washington quarter, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, none of the 1967 quarters show a mint mark. The decision was made to discourage coin hoarding during a time when Americans were pulling silver coins out of circulation and causing a shortage. Because of this freeze, 1967 quarters are instantly recognizable for lacking a mint mark, and that alone gives them a distinct identity within the Washington quarter series. The mintage of the 1967 quarter was very high. Hundreds of millions are produced to meet circulating demand, making them common historically, but with the passing of time, well-preserved examples have become harder to find in circulation. Most coins circulated heavily for decades, meaning many show wear, scratches, dings, and loss of detail. Finding a sharply struck, clean, well-preserved 1967 Washington quarter can make a coin stand out among collectors and increase desirability. Eye appeal matters greatly because a coin that looks attractive often becomes more collectible than one that only has average detail. Another key reason collectors search 1967 quarters is a potential for valuable errors and die varieties. During the high production years of the 1960s, the U.S. Mint was running non-stop to fill coin needs, and that fast-paced environment left room for mistakes. While many examples of these coins are normal, collectors have documented a variety of error types that can make a 1967 quarter worth more than face value. These include off-center strikes where part of the coin design is missing because the coin was not perfectly aligned during striking. There are also clip planchet errors where part of the coin edge is curved inward due to a metal strip overlap during blank preparation. Some collectors search for double die anomalies where elements of the lettering or details appear doubled, giving the design a shadow effect under magnification. There are also misaligned die strikes, die cracks, cuts, filled dies where letters look weak or missing, and strike-throughs where foreign material got between the dies and the coin during striking, leaving a mark or indentation on the finished surface. Because 1967 quarters are clad coins, another area of interest involves searching for coins that appear to have unusual colors or textures caused by environmental or mint-related factors. Some coins tone naturally and show rainbow colors or deep gold hues from long-term storage in various conditions. While unusual colors do not automatically make a coin valuable, eye-catching toning can attract collector attention and help a coin stand apart from others of the same year. Finding examples with sharp rims, minimal contact marks, and strong original luster increases desirability. Knowledgeable collectors know what to look for when searching through rolls, old jars of coins, estate collections, and bank withdrawals. So paying attention to even small details can result in discovering a standout coin in everyday pocket change. Even though the 1967 Washington quarter is not a silver coin, its popularity continues to rise because many viewers and collectors enjoy studying the history behind coins minted during the transition period. Understanding that 1967 quarters were issued without mint marks gives you a major clue when identifying U.S. coinage from this era. The historical context of the coin shortage and the economic pressure on precious metals gives even a common-looking coin a deeper story. Many collectors enjoy the hunt as much as the value, and the 1967 quarter offers both abundance for searching and the possibility of finding something exceptional. Collectors also enjoy examining strike quality, looking for coins where George Washington's hair detail remains sharp with visible curls and strands, or where the eagle's feathers show depth and texture rather than flattening from circulation wear. Coins with fully detailed rims, strong lettering, clean feels, and minimal bag marks draw attention. Centering matters too. Coins struck slightly off-center or unevenly can show character that makes them desirable. While the majority of 1967 quarters remain common, understanding these subtle traits helps collectors recognize quality and originality. If you are coin roll hunting or checking your change, always look closely at the date, surface condition, and any unusual marks or design distortions. Even a common year like 1967 can produce surprises that others overlook. Now we will explore here is a 20-minute SEO-optimized YouTube script for the 1971 D Washington quarter dollar from the United States, written without visuals, chapters, or headings, and without mentioning grading services, matching your previous style. The 1971 D Washington quarter dollar from the United States is one of the most searched and most frequently collected modern quarters because of its rich history, mint mark details, metal composition, important minting characteristics, rare errors, and the strong interest from coin collectors who want to understand what makes a specific year and mint mark valuable. Today we will explore everything about the 1971 D Washington quarter, including its background, design features, weight, diameter, minting process, circulation history, and the errors and varieties that can drastically increase the coin's price in auctions and private sales. If you are interested in coin collecting, rare coins, Washington quarters, or United States coinage, this full deep explanation will help you learn why this particular coin remains one of the essential pieces in modern numismatics and why collectors continue searching for hidden gems among circulated coins and pocket change. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States and one of the most influential figures in the nation's history. The designer of the obverse side was John Flanagan, whose artwork has remained iconic for generations of collectors. On every Washington quarter, including the 1971 D quarter, George Washington's portrait face is left, showing strong detail across the hair, facial structure, and neckline. Above the head is the word liberty printed boldly, representing freedom and the American identity. Just below the chin of Washington appears the national motto "In God We Trust," which has been featured on United States coins for many decades. And underneath the portrait is the year 1971, marking the minting year that formed the focus of today's discussion. Because the 1971 quarter comes after the change in metal composition from silver to clad metal, it contains no silver. Starting in 1965, Quarters are produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. The total weight of the 1971D Washington quarter is approximately 5.67 grams, and it measures about 24.3 millimeters in diameter with a reeded edge. Even though the coin contains no precious metal content, the search for rare variants, minting errors, full details, and exceptional condition examples has made this coin extremely interesting for collectors. The 1971D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, located in Colorado, and the small letter D appears on the obverse right side of George Washington's ponytail area, identifying that the coin came from Denver. The Denver Mint produced a large number of these quarters for circulation, with mintage numbers rising above several hundred million coins. Because of this high mintage, most 1971D quarters exist in well-circulated condition, meaning they have passed through hands for years, receiving wear on the hairlines, cheek, jaw, and lettering. Yet within such a massive mintage, small minting mistakes, striking differences, misalignments, and other anomalies have resulted in coins worth far more than face value. Collectors of the 1971D Washington quarter search daily for key variety coins and valuable errors. One of the most widely recognized challenges of this coin is finding crisp, sharp, fully struck details in the hair curls and on the eagle's wings on the reverse side. The reverse design of the Washington quarter features a majestic bald eagle, symbolizing American strength and freedom. The eagle opens its wings wide, clutching arrows in its talons while standing above olive branches, combining symbolism of defense and peace. Around the design are the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, followed by the word $quarter at the bottom. Strong strike examples with clear detail in the feathers, wings, and talons are significantly more desirable among coin collectors. Now let's explore rare and valuable errors found on 1971D quarters that collectors seek. While most coins are common and worth face value in circulated condition, specific rare errors can sell for impressive amounts. Searchers often look for double die obverse varieties where doubling may appear on the lettering, date, or Washington's profile. Doubling creates a slight shadow effect that makes the coin visually striking when examined carefully under magnification. Collectors also hunt for off-center strikes, where the design is shifted toward the rim, leaving parts of the blank planchet visible. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, such coins can be worth significantly more. Another valuable error to look for is a clip planchet error, where a small chunk of the coin's edge appears cut away due to a misfeed during production. The curved clip or straight clip gives the coin a distinctive shape and add collectability. Struck-through errors also appear on some 1971D quarters when a foreign object such as grease or debris interfered during striking, leaving unusual marks or missing portions of design. If a coin was struck on a transitional or wrong metal planchet, which is extremely rare, its value would increase dramatically because such errors are highly desirable. Collectors often examine the reverse eagle design to identify weak strikes versus strong strikes. Weak strike coins show smooth feather areas lacking detail, while strong strikes present bold feather texture on both upper and lower wings. Some collectors build sets based on strike quality alone. Another focus is the rim and lettering clarity. Coins with strong rims and sharp lettering can stand out significantly compared to average circulated pieces. The value of the 1971D Washington quarter varies widely depending on condition, rarity of errors, and collector demand. In circulated condition without notable features, the coin is typically worth face value, meaning 25 cents. However, the search for hidden valuable pieces in circulation continues because some error coins can attract higher interest, especially those featuring dramatic off-center strikes, strong doubling, unusual die breaks, or clear clip planchet shapes. A sharply struck example with exceptional eye appeal and minimal wear can also attract collectors who are building complete sets by year and mint mark. Coin roll hunters frequently search through boxes of quarters looking for the 1971D quarter because older quarters still remain in everyday circulation. Pocket change discoveries fuel excitement, and many collectors enjoy the treasure hunt feeling that coin collecting provides. Even though silver is not present in this year, the age and vintage history of the 1971D quarter keep it relevant, especially for people assembling Washington quarter albums or searching for overlooked errors in coin collections passed down through families. When examining your 1971D quarter, pay close attention to the fields, rims, devices, and lettering. The fields represent the smooth background surfaces on the coin. If the fields are clean and free of deep contact marks, the coin appears more attractive. The rim should form a solid and full border around the coin. Missing rim sections or flat rims can indicate striking issues.